This is going to be the complete disassembly of the Jiminez Arms model JA-22. It's a 22 long rifle pistol, and it's a very cheap pistol. The reason I got this is so that I wanted something that I could play around with. I didn't care about screwing up, and I wanted to work on Duracoat. I wanted to do some Duracoating and play around with that. So this ended up being something that I bought just to play around with doing Duracoat and see how it turned out. Turned out pretty good on this, but this is not about that. This is the disassembly of this gun, so let's go ahead and make sure it's not loaded. It's not loaded. I already took the magazine out. So the first thing we're going to do with this gun is the field strip, and this is one of those guns that's not a very good design. To do a field strip, you need a tool like a punch that's about this size that you can use to push that back just a little bit so you can lift this up, and then that is under some spring tension, so you want to make sure you hold your thumb over this, and then this just comes out, and here's your firing pin spring, and this is your firing pin and your cocked indicator on this side. Okay, so there's that. Well, that's your basic field strip for this gun. Now, for taking it down the rest of the way, let me see, I got my punch here. There's really only one other thing on the slide that needs to come out, and that's this pin right down in here. This is what's holding the extractor in, and that pin is in there so loose you can just slide it out with your fingers, and the extractor isn't under a great deal of spring tension, so there's not too much chance of it jumping out on you. And then you just get this little spring out of here. It wants to come out on me. There it is. Okay, so there's our spring. That's as much as you can take this down. Okay, the slide anyway, that's as much as you can take the slide down. Okay, so we'll go ahead and set our parts aside here. And now, what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and take off our grips. So there's one. And there's two. Okay, and now first things first is this pops right off, and then let's see, your safety comes right out, and your spring for your safety just pops right off like that. Now what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and drift out a couple other pins here. First things first, we want to do this one. And these pins are not in there very tight, at least for this one. I'm not sure your mileage may vary on that. But where's my block? There's my block. This might need a little bit of persuasion to get started. A couple light taps. Or does that want to come out the other way on me? Maybe it needs to come out this way. Guessing that might be the way it needs to come out. Yep. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and... This is under spring tension, so you want to hold on to the top of this. This is your, I guess you would call this your sear. This is what holds your firing pin back. And then here's your ejector that comes out with it, and your spring comes out. Now we want to go ahead and take our trigger apart. Actually, let's go ahead and do the mag release. Another one that comes comes out pretty easy. There's your mag. Tap that pin the rest of the way out. There it goes. Okay, got that out. Now we want to get out our trigger pin, and as I recall, that one is also in there, not very tight. So yeah. Now there is one thing on this you want to watch for. There is a spring in here that you can see down in there, and it can jump out on you, so you want to watch for that. Now to get this out of the gun, you just slide this down and out like this. And there you go. That is the complete disassembly of this gun, the Jiminez Arms JA-22. You can take this little roll pin in the trigger out. I don't even bother. It's just a little plastic trigger. I can't think it would be terribly difficult to get back in. I'm just not doing it just because I don't want to mess with it, and it's not really anything that you need to take out. This also has a pinned barrel that I'm not going to be taking out, just because there's really no need on these guns unless you're changing out the barrel or something. But that's it. Very simple gun to disassemble, and it goes back pretty easy too. There's a couple little things that you got to watch for, particularly this spring. I almost lost this one that goes up in here. So there are some things you want to watch for putting it back together, but I will cover all of that when I do the assembly video on this gun. So that's it. Thanks for watching.